Working across occupiers, you always see that there are certain consistent issues in their approach to the workplace. They're always trying to minimize cost, reduce cost, increase flexibility. Headcounts are always unpredictable, so it's really important for your space to be able to respond that way. But increasingly, the priorities are becoming much more focused on productivity, innovation, driving collaboration and using space to do that, and also being able to use your space to attract, retain, and inspire talent.
I think the office sector can really help increase activity in the workplace by the way it designs offices. So, for example, I'd like to see the introduction of many more standing desks. And not only just standing desks at which you can do your work for part of the day, but those desks can also move around. So you can have office meetings standing, and with some of the desks you can move them through the office and take them to a different part of the office.
To achieve more movement in the office, one needs to think about the layout of the office in quite a different way. So rows of desks close together are not going to be feasible because there are an advantage besides having space for people to move around. It's also communication. We find that informal or formal contact with people in the office is highly important.
There were some figures that were quoted today at the conference. I think Dame Carol Black said that in a survey in 2008 they estimated that industry lost over £100 billion in that year due to just ill health and people being sick off work. So if you can come up with an intelligent environment that means people feel better and their health is actually improved while they're in that workspace, think of the massive savings across the UK that can be achieved. And that's important because I think she also said that in the last decade, in terms of our knowledge working economy, we've lost something like 17% in GDP in the UK. So there's a decline in performance from our existing office buildings that we need to reverse.
The next big thing in the workplace, I think it is actually linking HR, so it's the employee proposition, it's actually bringing property, it's bringing IT much closer together, and actually you can sort of draw a Venn diagram of IT, HR and property and people in the middle, work in the middle. And I think actually it's a tighter knit sort of collaboration between those three activities to really get the most out of our people.
I think the most important design element going forward, well, I think there's two things. I think it's about people-centered design, and I think it's about research-based design. So I think it's about putting people at the heart of design projects and understanding what design is for, and that it's about the use that is intended for the building or the city or whatever it is that's being done. So getting into topics like wellness and activity-based working and really revolving the whole project around its purpose.
The choice of materials has a huge impact on the workforce or the occupier. For example, if you walk into a space where somebody has chosen a desk or a chair that might not be something you like, it really is inconsequential. But if you walk into a space where it's too cold or it's not warm enough, it's not light enough, the acoustics are poor, then it really does impact on you.
As the employer, you're kind of literally saying, now I've got a greater insight as to the benefits that lighting can give me. And what I mean by that is if you can connect that technology with other services, with other providers, it's really giving them, as the owner of that space, insight as to how their building is being used, how are people behaving, and if I then know that level of information, how can I make changes to improve it or make it better or increase on my savings and really get maximum benefits from it.
The next big innovation for intelligent technology, in my mind, will be the integration of the various systems that we see within an office building across a common backbone or network. Therefore will allow systems to interact with each other. As an example, the fire alarm, the lighting, the air conditioning, the booking of conference rooms.
So I think we're at a point, particularly in buildings, where we need to rethink our approach to technology. Because I would say right now we are paying more for technology in buildings. because we're basing it on some old, tried, tested methods.
Wearable technology is just in its infancy. We're talking about it because it's new, but within the coming years it will become something we all have without thinking about it. One of the problems is, how do we relate that to our employers? Do we allow employers to have information about where we walk, about our temperature, about how we've slept? I think it's up to the individual, but the most important thing is that the individual must be free to decide for him or herself.